So as you kind of travel around, you also find another establishment which is kind of off the beaten path around here. This is Saragon Ironworks, and it is, you see a gentleman that is near the road talking to several of his other employees also, and this gentleman looks like this. Go ahead and beefy looking guy. So
Beefcake.
yeah, it looks like a beefcake. This is a Daldar Saragon, and he owns, you know, just like I said, this is pretty much the largest of the farmsteads, and it goes back quite a bit.
How much would you say his chain is worth?
His chain is made of copper,
Oh,
unfortunately.
what a fucking poser.
He wears it for health reasons.
No, he does. He does. Oh my gosh. And he is a basically the smelter, you know, the largest smelter of the area. Oh my god, I got my windows open. A fucking skunk just like sprayed somewhere close because I am like smelling that skunk smell.
Your neighbors are smoking pot.
Unbelievable. It could be. Or, yeah, could be. Oh, Vhey, that was pretty good. I would have never known that. Alright, so next is the right up the right up the road to the north. This is a dairy farm. This is the Hallworth Dairy. You can get all of the milks, cheeses, any kind of dairy products that you want. It is pretty much run by the matriarch of the farm, which is Mother Hallworth. She has all of her other younger siblings working on the farm also.
All this information is being added to our handout, right?
I will add it, correct.
Okay, good.
I will add it all at once we get to a good point. Now, up here, this is Kettlefoot Mill, and this is a place where all of your milling needs for flour and other, you know, grains and processed, you know, granaries are refined here. And it is run by Andon Kettlefoot, a halfling, another halfling. And this is the largest and the most prosperous mill in the territory. Interesting. And he hates the Hell Knights.
Does his land wrap around the entire body right there?
Of the lake.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, speaking of which, this is the lake. And the lake, this is called Misty Lake. And this is basically the reason why the original settlements after the Goblin Wars, this is basically the reason why it was founded here, is because of the source of water that it has. It is fed by both a small, unnamed stream that flows out of the southern Echo Wood and springs under the low hill on which Fort Inevitable stands. So it has an ongoing, you know, influx of fresh water. The lake is deep, and it's been known that it reaches 50 feet in the middle of the lake. Alright, so that is the lake. Moving along here, we will go to back over to the eastern side of the territory. I really hope that's a skunk. This is Carlin's Vineyard. And this is where the best elven wine is crafted. Basically, this is where it's made. The venturer named Carolyn owns and runs the vineyard. And she's wears her age well. She is over 100 years old. Alright, so in the last area that I want to show you guys is down here in the very southeastern portion of the map. And this is the Stond Homestead. And this is basically where you get the best spices and the best mushrooms around. And you actually remember seeing the Stond Homestead selling quite an array of spices and different mushrooms in the north, where everybody sells stuff by the north gate, in the open market.
So Royce must be their best customer then.
Possibly. Possibly. All right, so that's pretty much
medicinal.
Yeah, medicinal. They're voting next week.
Excellent.
So that is everything that is involving with Fort Inevitable. Holy shit, that's
so
strong.
are they voting to legalize it or voting to just continue it medicinal?
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
No, they're not next week. I was just joking around. Jokes, I kid.
Yeah, I know. I was joking too. I'm like,
I know.
Many jokes were told.
Well, you guys know that Fort Inevitable. Let me put you guys on another map real quick. In fact, no, I will just we can just go ahead and open up our handy dandy little handout that we have. This nice little map of the Echo Wood. Right here. See here, you're at Fort Inevitable, which is right here at the lower part of the Echo Wood. Now, you can see this big opening in the southern portion of the woods. That is where the Emerald Spire is. That is 6 miles northeast. 6 miles northeast of Fort Inevitable. Just maybe a couple hours walk.
Okay. It's daytime. I think we can go into the woods in the daytime.
Sure.
You guys
I think you can. 6 miles northeast isn't too bad.
All right. Are we going now? Are we making that hike?
Yeah,
last call. Any supplies?
Okay, cool.
Anything else?
Stop at the vineyard and pick up a couple bottles of wine.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Sure, you can get a couple bottles. There should be a. I think there's a price on the character sheet, actually, isn't there? For equipment.
For wine specifically,
Under equipment, maybe?
Oh, you need
Wine. Fine. 10 gold pieces for a bottle of wine. Fine elvish wine. 10 gold pieces. 10
much
gold
is the
pieces a
Blanc?
bottle.
You can get the common for 2 silver pieces.
You can get the generic elven wine, which is not real elven wine. You can get that for a couple silver.
That'll work for dirt.
Oh, I would have bought the best elvish wine.
You should
That
told us
doesn't
also.
taste well to a half-orc.
Yeah, old Carolyn, her eyes lit up when you said, "I'll take a couple bottles of your finest elven ale." Man, her eyes really lit up. But then when she said 10 gold, you said, "Oh wait, I'll take the cheap stuff. I'll take the sneaky Pete." We'll get
bait and switch.
Yeah. We'll get the sneaky Pete instead. Sneaky Peter. What was that Mad Dog stuff that was
We'll
sold?
save the good stuff for when we get back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will have a little bit of money then. Well, I mean, if you're going to your death, as all the guards and, all of the other high magistrates have suggested, maybe you might want to get that 10 gold bottle of ale and save it for a special occasion, just when you're fixing to die. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so you guys get your ale, and you head 6 miles northeast of Fort Inevitable.
All right. Along the way, actually, I'm going to expend a spell.
And what spell are you going to expend?
I'm going to collect some berries and use good berry spell.
Ooh, very good. So how many berries are you allowed to collect? Does it
2d4.
Cool. Roll 2d4. How long do they last?
2 days.
Ooh, 2 days. So you'll have 2 days worth of food. Nice. And is it one berry fills you up for like a day or something?
Yes, and also replenishes 1 hit point.
So you can just spam eat those. That'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Wow,
got
7 good
That's
berries.
good.
Nice. That's very good. Alright, 7 good berries. Anything else you guys are doing along the way? You do see...
Hold on a second.
Okay, no problem. You do see the... Like, way off in the distance, you can see a cloud of smoke kind of moving pretty quickly. Probably the cavalry, the Hell Knight cavalry. But you make it into the woods. The cavalry doesn't go into the woods.
Okay.
So you guys are now in the woods.
Were the cavalry heading for us, or were they?
No, it
heading
was
away
just
from us?
it was just way off in the distance, just something that
Okay.
that caught the corner of your eye, this, moving, dirt cloud.
Okay.
All right, so you guys get the entire 6-mile journey out of the way. So you guys really aren't that tired. It's pretty nice level ground. And as you guys get to the edge of the wood, and it's exactly where it is on your map, standing in this massive wide clearing is the Emerald Spire that's sitting on top of a plateau. This needle, this emerald needle, extends, just like everyone has told you, it goes way up into the air, and it's a couple miles up into the air. I mean, this thing is massive. Now let me kind of give you this visual also. So stand by 1 second. I have to uncover something. Alright, so you can see towards the top of your map that this is what the Emerald Spire looks like. Top right hand corner. It's a new thing that I've just uncovered. Now, this thing juts up into the air 2 miles. I mean, just a massive distance. And it is a sort of like it has a green, definitely a greenish tint to it. And all of the walls of the ruins, they all look like it's made out of like a jade or an emerald. I mean, it's just a green, shiny type. But like I said, this
Basically
place
Wizard
is
of Oz type stuff.
yeah, it's made in it's runes. And as you guys start to approach, you notice that there is a massive staircase that goes up to what appears to be like a main entrance. Well, about halfway up, it's broken off, and there's a 15-20 foot gap that goes up another 15-20 feet, so it's impassable. And you can see that it was just the beautiful staircase that is also the same material has this green color to it, is all in ruin. and you know, there's towers, multiple towers of this place that, you know, are, there's one distinctive tower that's pretty much intact, but most of the other ruins around the tower, they are all in ruin. So what do you guys want to do? You guys are basically, you're facing it. Let me, yeah, I'm not going to put you on another map yet, but the entrance is, you guys are facing towards the east.
The entrance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a big entrance, but then there's
we
rocks.
can't get to it.
Yeah, it looks like there's a ramp going up.
So we'd be right here, right?
Yes. Yep, pretty much, yep. And then on this side looks like a ramp. Like a really, really, really thin ramp that leads up to the ruins. Kind of snakes its way up, because it's up about 40 feet, 50 feet, sitting up on this, you know, plateau. And this is just in the middle of the opening. There's, you know, this is a massive opening. It's cleared all the way around. But then you also heard that sometimes there are portals that open up outside here in the clearing. Sometimes they'll engulf adventurers. Sometimes the monstrosities from the depths will come out. Maybe that's how the undead are coming out. We don't know.
Alright, which one of us is the scarecrow?
This is a what?
The scarecrow. I'm Dorothy.
Oh my gosh.
We're about to go into the Emerald City.
Alright, so we are
See the wizard.
We are going to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Two wizards.
Maybe we'll play that song
3
before the stream starts every week.
Was Clarkosh a wizard also?
Yeah, well, suspected to be
I
a
don't
wizard,
know.
but he was stated he was a wizard, but
I would say he was
we don't
more,
know for sure.
Well, he was maybe I don't know. He wasn't a gnome, was he? He was a short guy. You could see he was like maybe say he was like a tinkerer, maybe.
I don't know. We don't know what he looks like.
So, a munchkin?
Oh my god.
We're off to see the two wizards and the munchkin.
Roll for
Is there any
Coleman's, right?
winged monkeys flying around?
There is a massive amount of them. Alright, so you guys find yourselves staring up at this rune keep, guarding a central tower that is intact but still broken. You know, all of this is made of the smooth green glass. It's obvious as you guys are in the opening that a grand battle once took place here, many, many, many years ago. And there's lots of these chunks of green shard everywhere also. You know, sickly looking weeds struggling to rise from the earth. And at the top of a steep earth and dirt path winding up through the rubble, you guys can see that it stretches all the way up to the top of the plateau. Would you guys like to get a little bit closer, maybe take a look at it?
I'd like to
You
first.
said there was a pit in front of us, right?
Let's cross the stairs. There's like a 20-foot gap.
Yes, going up the grand staircase to this old ruin, whatever it was, there was a grand staircase, but it is broken. It has like a 15-20 foot gap, and then it rises another 15 to 20 foot where it's broken. So there's this huge area. I hope you have a hell of an acrobatics check or strength check or athletics for jumping. I wonder if athletics and Pathfinder is jumping too. I'm sure it probably
I
is.
wonder what the DC number is to jump across the 20-foot gap.
And with an elevation of 20 feet on the other side of it. So you're going to have to jump up 20 feet and jump 20 feet. So, yeah, you're pretty much screwed.
Is it DC of 50?
Yeah, level 1, roll. Level 2.
Hey, kid, can you fly?
Ah! All right, next. Ah! All right, next. Ah! All right, we're going to Star Wars Edge of the Empire next week. Thanks for playing.
But before we do anything, I want to see what my other senses discover about the area. I'd like to listen and smell.
You can smell, like I said, the earth is sort of scorched around you, but it's not fresh. I mean, this has been years and years and years ago, but you can smell that this whole place was, it was a battle. It was a massive battle. You smell death, even though there's no corpses around. There are half-dead weeds growing up. If you figure probably with the amount of time that the battles were, all those years ago, you figured stuff would have probably started growing naturally again, but it just does not. Everything is dead. The grounds are dead, but there's this beautiful
green. Some type of blight in the area?
No, I mean the whole entire forest is beautiful except for this opening. This opening. That's it.
Do we see any animals around, like birds flying around? Or...
Nothing. Now, when you were in the woods, there were plenty of animals. Yeah, sure. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Birds chirping, but here, nothing. Silence. Just
so this
pure
is where
silence.
the music changes.
This is where the music changes, yeah. This is where you get that transition.
Cleric feelings. Am I feeling evil, evil presence, or am I,
You sense something is definitely not right. It definitely doesn't feel right. It's not like you're walking into your local temple to, feel good.
Right.
Alright, so you guys want to try to find a way over to that area?
Are there any recent tracks nearby?
Why don't you give me a perception check? We'll see if you guys look around for a little bit. We'll see if anybody sees anything.
Okay, you want to do it?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Sure, that was a good. I like stuff like that. Perception check. Yeah, I may give them a little hint if they roll high enough. Ooh, nice. BigDirt. Wow, man.
Bum, bum, bum,
Isn't that like the second one you've rolled already, West? Wow,
I
unbelievable.
think that's the only first one.
Well,
second one was a 2.
Vhey and Lad Dog, you two see quite a few small prints stamped around the open area. Quite a few, and it seems like they all lead back to this eastern side, where you can see the ramp leading up the embankment up to the top of the plateau. Small little footprints, no shoes on, no toes.
Are they humanoid or are they claw type?
They're smaller than a human. Definitely smaller than a human.
Are they animal-like hooves, or?
Now there are some. You can tell that there's some dog prints mixed in with these also.
Okay, so do they look like quadrupeds or
nope,
bipedal?
they're bipedal.
Okay.
Yep. Well, the dog is obviously, it looks like a dog. It's definitely a quadrupedal, but no, the other footprints are smaller than a human, bigger than a dog, but they are bipedal.
Kobolds.
Poor goblins.
Yeah, right, we Willie. Poor Dirt, man, picking up where he's taking off.
Now, this pit, is there footprints around it? Looks like there's a way around this pit that
there's no
footprints
pit.
are going?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said the staircase was...
Yes, the staircase, yes, correct. It's like one solid, figure a 30-foot wide staircase that ascends up to a plateau, and in the middle of this, that's basically cut. A good 20-foot portion is just
Earthquake
fell
sucked it
in.
Right.
Yeah, basically,
Right.
yeah. But I mean, it fell to the ground below. But there's a
I'm just
20-foot
making sure.
gap.
Is there a way around it, or
You guys can look around the entire area if you'd like. That's fine with me.
Well, we definitely want to head to the south.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that Nard mentioned the south entrance?
But I think he said the south entrance was the top of the ramp. So
Yeah.
Okay, so the keep
does
is on
wind
top
up.
of the ramp.
Yeah. The keep is on top of the plateau, and
Where are we currently?
you are basically looking at it from. You would be looking at it from the east. So this is looking at it from the east. Yeah.
No, the west?
No, you're looking at it facing
Okay.
east. Yeah.
Facing east, okay.
Yes.
So the spire is east of us.
Yes, east and on the right-hand side, yes, which would be to the south.
it's like right there, Dave, with the Nelly. I did a terrible arrow.
It's not too bad of an error, but no, it would basically be on the other side. But I mean, it would be on the opposite side.
Oh, it'd be at the one.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
Alright, well we need to find a way up this thing, so I'd say we scout around.
All right. You guys want to scout around the entire opening? Like I said, these tracks, there's not a lot. It's not like the whole ground is saturated, but they're really light footprints. So whatever this
If we can
is
tell which
doesn't
direction
weigh.
they're going in,
They're
I'd like
going-
to just head in that way.
Okay, they're kind of going all around. But
Okay, so no
Yeah, they're kind of-
distinctive direction.
no, not really. Not at this point. Well, how far away? I mean, how far are you guys away from the actual, areas the stairs ascend up, or the actual plateau ascends up? How far are you
That's
guys away
Very
in
good
yards?
question.
We'll say that the opening is about 500 yards across. 500, north to south, east to west. This is in the middle, taking up, probably 100 yards. So you've got probably 300, I'd say a couple hundred yards on each side of the plateau
Alright,
that's in the middle.
Usually I like to hit something and just go to the right and follow.
Okay. If you want to do that, then you're going to you start to see a larger concentration of these small footprints, smaller than, like I said, larger than what appears to definitely look like a dog, and is smaller than a human. There's a larger concentration of these footprints here, and it looks like they're going towards, what appears to be this winding